What is up, everybody? Hope you all had a wonderful weekend and a great Monday. Um, Finally made some progress on Octavia, so there's something on that. Turns out I was forgetting something, and it was telling me exactly what I was forgetting. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Switch. Thank you. All right. So let's pull up. Um, let's pull this up. Tmux and SSH into the controller downstairs. It'd still be in here. So I replaced one problem with another, but it's not unsurmountable, and I was hoping to get around it, but turns out nope. So here I created the endpoint, or here I was actually doing a lot of stuff. So right here, I had forgotten to create the. Well, this is actually the correct command. I had it was saying service not found. Well, because I didn't create the service. So as soon as I created that, I was able to create the endpoints, and away we went. So thanks to the guys at ask.openstack.org for helping me see the silly errors of my way. And I don't know why I forgot about that particular piece, but it's fixed now. So that's great, and we were able to move on to a new issue, which is turns out Octavia requires certificates. Specifically, it uses these certificates in order to verify the identity between the Amphora image that gets deployed out on Nova and the Octavia API. So the plan is as a quick dirty way of testing to make sure that I can I understand what's going on. The idea is I'm going to just hand jam some created certificates with OpenSSL, and just to prove that it works and have an idea of what to do, and then I can incorporate those activities into the Ansible Octavia role. The other thing is, in place of hand jamming, it's preferred to use barbacoa. No, I can't remember. Start barba something. I can't remember what the name of the service is. Let me just pull it up and not nail this down in my head once and for all. Barbican. Okay. So we'll eventually want and need, for security reasons especially, create a Barbican role. And the tricky thing with that is Barbican will want to integrate with, we will want Barbican to integrate with FreeIPA, specifically the dog tag service that FreeIPA uses for certificate and key management. And right here, I do have that in there. So in my to-do list. So we're done with that part. We still need to, I still need to finish figuring out Ansibilizing Octavia, get a first draft going of the role, and get that ready. And then once I do all this other stuff, we will want to deploy Plex to show that this is indeed working top to bottom. We will want to Ansibilize Barbican, and from there we'll have a nice solid foundation with the ability to harden especially certificate management, and move on from there. One thing I will, as I'm thinking about this, so the one problem I've been kind of dancing around in the interest of time is the ability to deploy these things in an embedded type environment. Specifically, like right now, I cannot test things like Octavia on my laptop currently, specifically because the software I'm using, VirtualBox does not allow for embedded virtualization. And while I can have really slow QEMU emulation, there's a better alternative. And since I'm on Linux, I'm a lot more flexible in this regard. So if I was on Windows, the best alternative to be able to do embedded virtualization would be VMware. It's a paid for solution, but it's aside from Hyper-V, it's the only other solution you've got. And I'm not totally familiar with the capabilities of Microsoft's Hyper-V. In lieu of that, since I'm on a Linux box, I could still pay for VMware and would be fine. And I'm sure I have a VMware Workstation license lying around. But instead of fighting VMware and some of its intricacies, the best bet would be to actually go and set up KVM on the laptop, which underneath would still be using QEMU, but it would be built-in virtualization, not emulation. Actually, no. Should not be using, well, yeah, I think it would still be using QEMU. I've kind of messed with KVM and QEMU on a needed as basis, so this would be this would definitely be new for me. So I'm going to add another entry here, which is actually before Barbican, and ideally before all this. So after I figure out how to just get Octavia working and Ansibilize it, and maybe even in the middle of it, depending on how time works out, because I do want to get Octavia finished before the end of the year. I'm kind of running out of time. I do want to get the molecule use KVM / QEMU for embedded virtualization and proper OpenStack, actually just OStack testing. So there's that. One other thing is just kind of a heads up with the holidays coming up, and just everything going on. Let me pull up a calendar so I got this right. I will be taking off 2 weeks from live streaming, so it kind of pushes my desire to try and get Octavia working sooner rather than later. But so I'll be on this week and I'll be on next week. But the week of Christmas, the 25th, and well, the 25th is the Tuesday, so the 23rd week of the 23rd, and the week of the 30th, which is New Year's week, I will be taking those 2 days. I will not be live streaming those 2 weeks, but I will be back the following week and second week of the year, which will be January 8th. So just a heads up. And in case I miss it for whatever reason, just in case, have a happy holiday and a happy new year, and hope all is well for you and your family. So let's turn this back around. Let's go ahead and do the, let's continue with Octavia. The hope. The idealistic hope, optimistic hope, the desired hope is I will be, if I can just create the certificates, point Octavia to them, then we should be able to, Octavia should work. And then from there, I have a known state in which to Ansibilize, turn it into a role, and have an idea as to where I need to create this role. So let's go ahead and just hit the ground running. The best place that I have found to make sure to have a vague idea or decent idea, actually just go to GitHub, of creating these certificates. It's relatively straightforward. You can just use simple OpenSSL. I have some stuff I need to fix that's been on my back burner. Anyway, the main thing is, here you are. is I want to use what OpenStack's Ansible role for Octavia currently is. They do have um, they do actually have a task for creating these certs. Specifically, they're just going and running OpenSSL. They do have a config file, then they generate and then point Octavia to it. So the current plan is right now, once I've proven this works, the certificates work, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate the self-signing certs as part of the role, but I'm going to have the logic set up in place so that if you choose to instead use Barbican, then it will opt not to do self-signing and will just configure Octavia to point to Barbican, which should then take care of that for you. And in my case, I'm going to want Barbican. I'll probably have to write the initial role on that one in a similar manner, but then have some specific stuff for incorporating it into FreeIP or with FreeIPA. Thankfully, there are some documentation on it that points me in the right direction, but I've never worked with Barbican, and FreeIPA is still, it's not an entire black box, but it is, there's a lot of security stuff in there I'm not familiar with, and so it's a big unknown. But I'm hoping that at the very least, with enough knowledge, or with the knowledge I have with working with OpenStack, configuring stuff, and then remembering to set up services, that I can kind of force, I don't want to say brute force, but at least force my way through a working Barbican installation, working with FreeIPA, get a better idea as to how both of those are actually working and making sure that they're in a good spot. But again, that's future. So let's turn around and focus on Octavia and create these certs. So offhand, the main thing I need to be concerned with is their default or their config file that they're creating that OpenSSL uses to generate those certs. So I want to go through these. I'm under the impression I actually don't need most of this stuff because I don't remember having to do much of any OpenSSL configuration just to generate certs, or PEMs for that matter. I've had to use this before in order to do OpenVPN. So with that, I'm hoping, again, getting away with not too much, if any, configuration of the OpenSSL config file, and just run the OpenSSL commands themselves. Unless they're just doing special stuff. So here's generate key certificates on the host. They've got variables, cert setup host, localhost, ternary. All right, when block, create the client CA's private key, create client CA certificate, server CA private, server CA certificate, client cert private key, client cert CSR, client certificate. Where's the end of this block? Is this the whole block? That is the whole block. And then generate single PEM client.pem. Okay. So let's move this to the side. Move this over. All right, so OpenSSL private key command. Oh, and then they actually have an actual command. So what is this module doing? Ansible module. Oh, the yawns are back. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get my chair to be a bit straightened, maybe. I'm wondering if my hunching over is causing me to yawn. This is where I wish I had a real computer. Let's get that a bit. That looks good. All right, blue requirements are needed on the host that executes this module. Module allows one to generate OpenSSL private keys. Use the PyOpenSSL library. You can generate either RSA or DSA private keys. Keys are generated in PEM format. Okay, so the expectation is you should be getting a PEM file. Fair enough. I just got spots in my glasses that are driving me insane. Not quite. That will work. All right. Now my nose piece feels off. Okay. That'll do. All right. Client CA's private key. Path, passphrase. All right, so offhand, I want everything to go into this Etsy Octavia search directory. That's pretty much the goal. Everything should go there. Password size. All right, so let's do. They did do a passphrase, really? Let's look at the certificates section. I don't actually have passphrase here. Create client certs, yes. Create client certificate. Let's see if let's see, generate certificates for Octavia. There's a certificates generator package. Let's see, what's this? All right, that's a design request. Play basic HTTP load balancer. All right, not quite. And then let's just look here. Thought they had. I kept seeing notes of a certificate generator script that they had. In fact, actually, Here we go. Oh, it's under bin certificates. Create certificates. Those are for testing will be generated. This is different third, blah blah blah. You will need to copy them to places the agent API server client can find and specify it in the config. Example for client use. Blah blah blah. For production, use the certificate authority issuing the client certificate and the certificate authority issuing the server certificate need to be different. So a hacker can't just use certificate for compromising forward to control all the others. Blah blah blah. Create CA. Oh wait. Sources. OpenStack Essentials. Organizing of private keys. How to issue CSR. All right. So let's actually take a look at this one. Firefox. New window, please. Weird. Oh. Did the wrong key combo. There's that, and then we want the rest here. Alright, generating a sound. Oh, please stop. Alright, create the client CA's private key. The first section, you want to non-interactively answer the CSR permit. You can do so by the subjects. Of course, I think that's why you have the config file where it is. So this is putting it just in the certer. So we can do the same thing there. All right, let's just copy this. We'll edit as needed. Probably paste it fine, but just in case. There. All right. Start at the top. Home here. Policies used by the TSA examples. Yeah, default. All right, so Octavia certer. Let's put in Etsy Octavia certs. That's right. Yep, certs. Okay. Octavia client CA. What being filled there? Defaults main. Let's take a look at this guy. CA. Oh, okay, those are just defining So this should be certdir /ca _ 01. Certs ca 01.key. Oh wait, no, it's just PEM. Actually, what I should do, $dir, and just do that. Private key, $dir ca01.key. Again, this is all temporary, so I'm not worried about the expiration. Yep. You're not. Country name equals 2-letter code. Honestly, that's all fine, because this is just development like hand jamming. Don't want to get too fancy with this, just want it to work. Alright, looks like that's about it. Alright, so it's touch index.txt chmod 0755, and then yeah, serial 1. Okay. Chmod 0440, the config file. Okay. All right, now we can actually do the generation of keys. Let's see. Private key. I'm hoping private key. Match all those. Private keys everywhere. Password protected 2048 private key. If we come back over here, path, passphrase, cipher, and size. Path, passphrase is prompted, cipher, and size. Yeah, let's give that a shot. This is client CA key. Client CA key. That's the CA01.key. Okay. what I want is, what did we have before? That was the CA 01.key. Okay, so in theory, that should be, now actually, what was the cipher supposed to be? AES 256, damn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. AES 256. All right, so the DES3 is the cipher. And the key length is 396. Okay. All right, so just for general notes, actually that came back, so I don't need to do that. So the cipher, yes, 256. Size is the 40. What was it again? 4096. Password is in my head. All right. CI key is the this guy. Certer. Let's just gather all these up. And then I have this guy. This guy. Certer, Octavia client, CA, that's there. CA private key. Private key passphrase, cipher server. Cert key length server. Private key film passphrase, private key. Certer. Cert server CA subject, validity days. Why is it not just pulling these out of the config file? Isn't that part of the point? Or am I missing something in SSL? Which is likely. Alright, almost there. Certer, validity days. Certer. All right, I think I'm good. All right, let's get these filled out. All right, so certdir is just that. Yep. Let's put these out here so they're a little bit easier to read. In general. Okay. All right. Cert key length client 4096. Cert C server CA subject. Server CA. I now have subject. Oh no, here it is. State of denial. Location nowhere. I like that. All right. Client. Oh no. Well, it's the same thing. Cert. Why do I not? All right. Cert 1825. Client CA. Octavia client CA. Here it is. CA private key. Cipher server. Yeah, just kidding. Do 4096. Validity days. No, that's the 1825. Oh, do I have this twice? I have this twice. Okay. CA certificate. All right, that's just the common name. Do this for now. Country name, US. State of denial. Locality, nowhere. And organization name, dis. Sure. All right, that should make this a little easier now that I've gathered that. All right, we did this guy. Excuse me. Client CA certificate. All right, so open SSL with the password. And all right. Password is password. Again, this is development type stuff. Client CA key. It's the ca1.pen. Let's see. Octavia certs c_01.pen. No such file or directory. Oh, why is it trying to find the? Why is it trying to find the pen now? Oh, I'm running this way too early. Duh. This is actually the key, not the pem. Config OpenSSL.cnf. Subject. These aren't gonna. This is what's gonna throw me off, isn't it? It's not gonna match, and then it's gonna get cranky. Alright, so here's the subject. Dash days dash out. This is the C Octavia certs ca01.pem. The days are long. 1825. All right, before I do that, I should probably just make sure these are the same. At least the oh, they're just saying match optional. Okay. Except for this part. Really? Interesting. Kind of makes sense. US. Oh, wait, actually, oh, these should be getting overridden, so I think I'm fine. Okay. So now we have our PEM. We've done this, so now we need to do this. Similar thing to this guy. Nope, not that guy. This guy. So path is the CA private key. This guy. Private CA dot. Ah. This may require me to create the folder, CA key, PEM. No such file directory. Okay. Nectar private. Alright, so we've done this one now. Now we're doing this one. Alright. dash new dash nodes dash key CA private key. Okay, that's just pointing to the file we just made. And then dash config. A little bit more. There we go. All right, dash config. Open a cell to CNF. Dash subject is that server CA subject. This guy. And dash days and dash out. Uh, 1825 and dash out is the Octavia CA certificate. This guy. All right, CA server 1.pem. Okay. All right. Create the client cert private key. This time it's just asking for a path, which is just client.key and a size. There's no encryption. All right, client cert CSR, of course. This is cell CSR. Okay, generate a private key and a CSR. Let's create client cert CSR. So client.csr. Oh, okay. I figured it's worth a shot. I'll have to figure this out. CSR this general could be. Let's do this. A long shot, but I figured why not? Yeah. All right. Okay, so it is from an existing private key. So open SSL rec dash key, which is the client.key. Then we have dash new dash out. And this is the client.csr. So many ways this can go wrong. And all these are the name stuff. Okay. So how does this get past? And do the dash subject? Excuse me. Not helpful. Yeah, while I'm thinking of it, and before I get too far away, let's get these. Let's get these commands in so we can repeat them if needed. Oh man, this was still wrong. This is still wrong. What's this guy? Oh, wait, that was error. Blah blah blah. That's right. It was this guy. X59, blah blah, OpenSSL. Oh. Okay. Alright, 3 OpenSSL so far. Let's see if there's enough. I got 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 2 more. Oh, what I do? Oh wait, I had more. Oop, there. And then this guy. Okay, now we're current. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now we're doing this one. Okay. I guess actually let's just this one. Let's pass subject maybe. All right, let's go with that. All right, create client certificate. This guy here. Do there. Days. 25. Go. Oh. I'm unable to access the new search directory. There. All right. I forget again. Huh. All right. Okay. And finally, this guy. Generate single pen plan. Use cat to avoid mangling the certs. You're going to the cert directory. This is Octavia client cert. Client.pen. Okay. So now that we've created the keys, and in theory those keys will work, we need to make sure our Octavia config is looking at them. All right, CA underscore certificate. Okay, first off, I will assume I don't need that. CA certificates equals Etsy Octavia certs. And let's see. The CA certificate was what? All right, let's take a look at, let's duplicate the tab here and go to the template for Octavia and certificates. There we go. All right, so they did do the local cert generator. CA certificates. Why does this seem wrong? Why can't I see the far left side? Raw. Okay. All right, CA certificate is the cert ca.pem. Put this over here. certs, and then ca.pem. Hold on. Okay. They're pointing to files they themselves don't even. Does this work? This has got to work. I find it hard to believe that they would have a bug like this and no one would have caught it. All right. And they have a CA key.pem. All right, this has got to be the CA 01.pem. CA private key equals etc Octavia certs CA 01. I know. CA key. What? This is the private key. That must be the CA 01.key. Here's the passphrase that I missed before. Private key passphrase. Signing digest. Is AES 256, was it? Yeah. And storage path they did not use. All right. Let's restart Octavia. And then we'll create the load balancer. Oh, I hope I swapped in. Okay. Another error. What was it this time? Object has no attribute AES2Z6. What? What? Alright, let's make sure I'm not putting that in wrong. Signing digest. Wrong place. Oh. What? Sure. I guess. Let's just delete this first. And then we'll come on. Let's work. What happened? Failed to build compute instance due to unexpected API error. Womp womp. Oh. No address found. V2 images unable to establish connection to failed. No address found. Image list. Oh. One AC98. If I remember right, I think Octavia. Oh, let's try it now. Flavor ID. Oh, wait, that was the flavor ID. Is that the problem? Is the no? That shouldn't be it. One AC98. 98E4D. Okay. So it's trying to get the image, but it's saying it can't do it. Here's the HA proxy. No address found. All right, let's make sure. Let's make sure that I can at least deploy with that image. This guy. That guy. Sure. Just do that for now. Let's see if it. Please report this to the Nova log. All right. Hmm. API servers. Nope, not that one. source OpenStack endpoint list. Yep, 92. All right, so is these glance not running? It's running. Wait, was there something else listening on 92? Nope, just glance. Error finding address for unable to establish connection. Now let's just restart glance and hope for the best. No, wrong thing. Ooh, that's not good. So I can't launch anything right now. What's going on? Okay. Make sure you configure NTP on all nodes and let compute out. You should make sure there is no time lag between all the nodes. Should be synced with central node. No, that's not one of them. Got Strato, Cumulus, and then finally just Cumulus, Stratus. Ooh. Houston, we have a time problem. Why is Cumulus so out of whack? Off by 5 hours. All right. Nice. What? What? All right. Is this even right? No, I guess that is right. So why are all my machines an hour off? Wait. Well, so that's a bug I need to fix is we should also put in probably right about here. Set up cronny or TP proper preventing time skew. That shouldn't have happened. I need to look into why that happened. Okay. All right, so let's try that again. Yeah. Nope. Well, I should probably restart the services. Let's just tell all these guys to reboot. should double check their dates when they come back. Oh, blarg. That one I should probably either just... Not sure if I want to bother rewriting a role or writing a new role for NTP. There should already be stuff out there for that. Alright. I'll probably give that a minute or two and then I'll go try it. Let's go ahead and try logging in. Nope, they're still not up. I don't know why they're hanging on this. They should have failed. Alright, probably get this another minute. Hmm. I have a weird issue where I can't pull up Restream's main page. I don't know why. Alright, you up yet? Nope. I don't know. Just these HPs are so slow. Honestly, one of two main complaints I have with the HPs is that they are slow to boot. The other one being is the way HP handles ILOs is not great for home labs. I'm not about to pay $70 per box in order to get ILO. Well, past a boot screen anyway. Alright, what's a thing I can be investigating? What else was going on? You're not using default guest user. My BIOS clock just wrong? Is that what's going on? Why are these just so off? It's not even funny. I thought these were. I thought OSs were supposed to push the date back to the hardware. All right, let's come back over here. Reload. All right, set this up. Flavor. Um, oh no. Womp womp. There it is. Remnant of the past. Okay. Probably don't have to actually restart all those services, but just in case. Hey, that looks better. All right. Ah. No dot. It's not hidden. Yeah, the Octavia didn't really start. I don't think I did mark. Yeah, I didn't mark those as auto start yet. That's why. Why is this guy taking so long to spawn? Oh, there's something else going on, isn't there? What is it? Placement API, that's good. You sync request from an unknown host, stratus.asgard, recreate its instance ID list. Conductor. So what host did he get on? Still spawning. Shoot. Stratus. What's up, bud? What's the problem? Instances, VM started, VM paused. The pending test spawning skip. What? Just want to make sure I'm not having another instance of multiple Asgard.ints when there shouldn't be. Okay. Why? Oh, I know why. Shoot. That Linux bridge is still going, isn't it? Or it came back. No? Oh wait, did it come back on here though? No? Because I thought I did actually clean it up. What about Open vSwitch? Here it is. It looks fine. This all looks fine. Instances in it, please try again later. Build of instance. Failed to allocate the networks, not rescheduling. So it is a network thing. Why is it a network thing? You know what? This is where rerunning this is the best thing. You know what I really should do is you there an all. Oh, there's an all. Oh. Okay, should do that. And then let's let that run. This could last a bit. All right, well, that's running. I need to do a thing on the side here. What I probably should have done is told this thing not to run the IPA server. Oh. It's running the IPA server. I think the server's not going to be happy with that right now. But I thought I fixed that bug. Seems fine so far. Shouldn't take this long to gather facts. Let's just kill this. Open up the code. Let's do that for now, and then I'll do another one for the cloud's computes. Ideally, all this should just come back green. Come on. Why is this hanging? Though actually, legitimately, this one should be reconnecting. Fortunately, this is because of the... Well... But I thought I told it to connect. So the OS should be doing that on its own. Yeah, it did not connect. That should have shown up as dev SDB. Connection timed out. Could not log in. iSCSI ADM. .11 3260. That's not in my history anymore. $32.60. Uh-oh. What's going on now? There's some bad juju going down there. That works. Poo. I'm gonna have to spend some time to debug this. So in the meantime, let's just tell this thing to not do. Don't do that for now. And let's block out Cinder for now. So I'm gonna get the other stuff running. And neither of those services are required, but I definitely need to figure out what's going on there. Why is FreeNAS not responding? I think I have some overhauling to do on that guy. Ah. Sorry. Alright. Ideally, none of these should change. What did it just change? No, put it back. Stop. Stop. That's wrong. Why is it doing that? because of this. Why am I doing that? Stop that. I think one of the things I should do is just up the priority of this guy. Yeah. I think what I may have to do is put Octavia on hold so that I can actually do this. Pooh. I didn't want to, but now it's causing me no end of grief downstairs. It's for the best. It's the best long-term solution anyway. Good for short term, good for long term. May require some additional hair pulling and loss of hair in general, but not the end of the world. I'm probably not going to start that tonight, though. That's an investment I'm not really to commit to right now. I'm thinking of it, though. Alright, and then... Oh, interesting. Neutron controller configuration changed. That's a bug that should have changed. Neutron config changed, but no restart of services. All right. And then the other thing I want to run is the other set of hosts, cloud compute. Something changed. What changed? SE Linux pipe. That wasn't there before? Why is Neutron taking so long to come back? There it goes. Alright, so now let's come over here. Reload. Delete the instance. Launch. Test. No new volume. Ceros. Nano. Network. Go. Ideally, if Neutron reset itself up correctly, this should be a-okay. Oh, that's right. Neutron had changed because of the load balancer as a service. I don't need that anymore. It's just doesn't, it's not used. Bug. Message timeout, waiting for reply to message ID. Stis. What's this? Timeout an RPC method gets service plugin list waiting time for next. Huh. That was during the. Was it during the restart? Well, I'm thinking of the bug. NTP. Not keeping sync. Update hardware clock needed as well. This is gonna time out again, isn't it? Shoot. Where'd you go this time? Stratocumulus. Let's sigh. Why is this repeating itself? Wait a minute. Okay, so that's there. Failed to allocate the network, not rescheduling. Virtual interface creation failed. Found failed open vSwitch port mibr-int. Right. Oh wait, that's the... Okay, that's actually fine. That's the port that if I ever ask for statistics out of open vSwitch, that's the one that gets created and used. So it should be benign in theory. Alright. Oh, I don't like this, but I'm tired and hungry. Well, this degraded quickly into less Octavia and more OpenStack problem solving. So, in theory, here's our theory. Octavia should be running perfectly fine. The problem, though, is, of course, it's dependent on Nova and Neutron cooperating. Glance had a temporary problem because our configs were wrong and potentially also our clocks were too skewed off. And then the and then it looks like their Neutron has a problem. Not sure what that is. There's definitely some more investigating that needs to be done. But I'll see what I can do on the off. See what I can figure out off camera and why this is now failing. One thing I want to verify is that the tagged ports were fine. They should stay. I had them saved on the switches, but I'll double check. And then I also need to investigate why is FreeNAS having an issue. And ideally, once we fix Neutron and get that working again, then Octavia should work, and then we can Ansibilize that. So that's where we're at. Not the best location in general, but it's all a learning experience. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night here. I'm gonna wrap it up a little bit early, and see what I can find out off camera. As a reminder, I'll be live streaming this week and next week, but the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, I will not be streaming, but then I will pick up the following week, and that will be the week of the 6th. Anyway, so there's a reminder of that, and feel free to, if you ever want to reach out to me, feel free to hit me up. I've got LinkedIn and YouTube down below, and go ahead and ping me on there. I am also now live streaming to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and doing a multi-stream. Restream was being a little finicky today, so for some reason it just would. Now it's coming up. I don't get it. Anyway, it's a little odd. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hope you're getting something out of it. And have a great rest of your evening. And until next time, happy coding. Bye.